There's a lot of new ideas in this first section about finding derivatives. One last one is that the calculator can actually find the slope of the tangent. Now, the only catch here is that it can't find the formula. It can only find the value of the slope. So again, the calculator will find the slope of the tangent as a number. Now, this will be possible using what's known as the nderive command. Let's go see if we can find nderive on your calculator. You'll use this command to be able to do a pretty common problem, the slope of a function like x squared at x equals 4. Now, the nderive command is first found in the math menu. It's a pretty popular spot on your calculator. And once you find the math menu, you want to scroll down to option 8, which is nderive. Depending on your model of calculator, it might bring up this command, which honestly is kind of a visual derivative. And so you have 3 boxes. In the first box, we're going to want to put an x. In the second box, we'll actually want to put the function x squared. And in the third box, you'll put your x value. So your calculator screen should look like d dx, which is the derivative of x squared, the function, and it's evaluated at x equals 4. Now that, of course, comes out to be 8. If you have an older model calculator, or maybe a school calculator, you'll still access the nderive command, but this time it'll bring up more the nderive prompt. And you'll still put 3 things in that prompt. You'll put the function, you'll put the x value, or excuse me, you'll put the variable x, and then you'll put the actual x value. It should look like this. Again, in the parentheses, you'll have the function, x squared, and then followed by comma x, that stands for the variable, and then comma 4. It always has to be these 3 values, and that also will come out to be 8. Now, I hope this doesn't come out as a big surprise to you, because we certainly could have done this problem by hand. If we did the derivative of x squared, we know that has been 2x, and simply plugging in 4, which is a common procedure for the derivative, and when you plug 4 into the derivative, you also get a slope of 8. But what if you were asked to do the slope of a new type of function? You don't know yet, but this function is known as a composition of 2 functions. It's got an inside and an outside. And we do not have a rule yet to be able to find the slope of this tangent, but we do have nderive. Go ahead and see if you can use your nderive command to correctly find the slope, and I'll show you on the next page the answer. All right, hopefully you found it by now. Whether you have the newer calculator or an older model, you'll be doing nderive of the function 2x plus 5, the quantity squared, at x equals 1. It should come out to be 28. Now, although we do not have a new way to find the derivative of this without a calculator, we do have an old method which you may need to use in your assignment. That is, you'll do a little algebra and you'll transform this equation to simply be a polynomial. Just make sure that you do the FOIL method carefully and correctly, and you end up with a polynomial that you can then use the power rule on a couple places. And just to prove to you again that the answer of 28 makes sense, if we plug in 1 to this derivative of 8x plus 20, of course that comes out to be 28. Okay, please refer back to this simple video if you want to use nderive on your calculator.